This is the Pascal 3D sight test system. Having used it for just a short period of time, I'm absolutely sold that it's fantastic. More or less it's exactly the same as a normal refraction. The main difference is you're not covering one eye or the other, so the patient has both eyes open all the time. They're sitting comfortably behind the refractor head and they're not really aware that you're switching from one eye to the other, because people always have a problem with switching between the two eyes or opening both eyes together, and you don't get any of that with this test. So I think it improves in that it engages the patient, so the patient's more involved in the process, they're telling you more information and you're communicating with the patient more and they're enjoying the experience more, but also as an optometrist, it's more engaging from my point of view to do the testing as well. So you've got a bigger range of tests and you're having a sort of bit more of a shared fun experience with the patient, you know, rather than just getting them to read letters on a wall, which isn't really interesting for anyone. I'm going to show you a balloon and it'll have either a cat or a dog in it. And I want you to give me the first answer, whether it's a cat or a dog that you see. So what do you see there?
A dog.
Fantastic. And that shows me that your right eye is dominant. What you have is an iPad, and that transmits via Bluetooth to an Apple TV, which is connected to the screen. So it's all wireless. Basically, you just control the screen using the iPad. You can switch between two-dimensional, three-dimensional charts, and there's 80 different charts available. You can set up your own little routine, so you've got a sort of standard test series where you can insert your own tests. The whole thing is viewed through, in our case, a computerized phoropter, which has circular polarized lenses in front of it. So there's about 3,000 users of 3D charts in Germany, with this test chart being the most popular. It hasn't taken off in this country yet, but I feel it should, and I'd urge other practitioners to give it a go, because once you start using the system, engaging your patients, they absolutely love it. Testing times tend to be quicker when you're using the system because you're switching between the two eyes. You don't have to give the patient time to settle down, and because the patient's paying attention to the test, you tend to get more accurate replies because they're engaged with it. That test, for example, looks normal, but one eye is seeing two of those letters and the other eye is seeing the other two. And that's a low vision fixation disparity chart. And those are very difficult tests to do on low vision people generally, because they can't see the things that you need them to be able to in order to do the tests. So a standard Maddox rod, they won't see at all if they've got macular degeneration, for example. I feel it's going to give more accurate results. So what we usually do is cover one eye, abolish the patient's binocular vision, cover the other eye, make them a bit uncomfortable because you swap between the two, and then we try and fix that by balancing them afterwards. Whereas with this test, you're doing the entire thing with both eyes open in their normal binocular state. And that has to be more accurate. It has to be more representative of the state that the patient's going to be in when they walk out your door.